It's 2017. If you haven't been living under a rock, you probably know what this is. And this, and this, and this. Yep, emojis. They are everywhere. I mean, like, everywhere. They have even made a big impact on social media themselves, with Facebook changing their like button to an emoji reaction button. There's even a whole movie about emojis, which isn't a very good movie, by the way. Like, it's just a simple icon with some sort of expression, yet people all over the internet just love using them, whether it's to add some emotional effect or just to make it colorful. They've been affecting our lives for years now, and there seems to be no end to them anytime soon. But that got me thinking, what do these emojis mean to us? Do they really represent our true feelings, or do they actually have the opposite effect? But before exploring these questions further, we need to look back at the history behind emojis. Technically speaking, the very first emoji was actually an emoticon, which was introduced back in 1881 in an issue of the Puck magazine. And as all of you watching may remember, these were just symbols and punctuation to make all sorts of different faces.
Sorry, emoticons! I hate knocking over the elderly here. Let me help. Oh, my colon!
Fast forward to 1999, a man named Shigetaka Kurita, an engineer at a Japanese phone company called NTT Docomo, started drawing these emojis. Back then, mobile phones did not do much more than texting and calling. Now our mobile phones have evolved into something greater. It isn't even simply a phone anymore. Rather, to some people, it's their world. It's their life. And let's face it, the first thing to ask when entering someone's house is for the Wi-Fi password, right? Connecting this back to emojis, the increasing popularity of emojis can represent our increasing dependence on technology and social media. I mean, think about it. Emojis are meant to be used on the internet. In fact, Kurita, who as I mentioned before worked for a phone company, he made these emojis so his customers can use them to communicate with icons. The more people require emojis to express themselves, the more dependent they become on technology. We don't need to use emojis in the real world. We have our own faces to express our emotions. Emojis and technology are tied together. Without technology and social media, there is no need for emojis to express ourselves. Emojis are starting to become a new form of language as well. In previous generations, we have only used words typed from the typical QWERTY keyboard, but today, we mainly express ourselves through the emoji keyboard. Why use words when there are faces that can explain our emotions for us?
Hey, chill. What? Send her an emoji. Okay.
And maybe one day, we won't even need to use words at all. And speaking of which, how can you express your true feelings into one emoji? Like, how many times have you felt worried and excited at the same time? Just like how things people post on social media don't truly represent who they really are in real life, emojis can underrepresent our true emotions. Sure, there may be a way to express worried and excited through an emoji, but how many people will interpret that the same way you did? It's hard to judge people by things they post online without meeting them in real life. This is similar with emojis, in that it's hard to interpret one's true feelings online through just a simple emoji without asking or clarifying what they truly are trying to express. And with all this, what can we say about emojis? What do they mean to us? Though emojis are just simply icons, there is a deeper meaning behind them. They represent our dependence on technology and our language transitioning away from the words. In connection to self-expression, emojis cannot truly represent our emotions because emotions are always varying. They are more complicated than what an emoji can express.
And just like that, they're already taking it down. But I suppose all wonderful things must come to an emotional end.